Westchester Township has big plans in motion for the future. 16% of commercial land is currently available for development, and just under 4% of residential land can still be developed. It was back in October when the Westchester Board of Trustees voted to buy 75 acres along I-75 to be developed. They're expecting nearly $750 million in investment to come from that. Turn now to today's Big Bite. Doing the show about all the different forms of business in this region means trying to cover a lot of ground. Certainly, Cincinnati's urban core gets a lot of attention, as does over the Rhine and the coastal parts of northern Kentucky. But it also means talking about businesses and development plans in the Cincinnati suburbs. And the heart of the Cincinnati-Dayton corridor is Westchester Township. That's an area that used to be a lot more rural. Let's catch some vibes. Oh, yeah. Just chill out for a minute. Ride down the road. Look at that. Nice, right? And this isn't a completely night and day change. There is still a lot of that chill suburban living going on in Westchester. Population more than 66,000 people. Westchester has emerged as the economic center of the Cincinnati-Dayton Metroplex. Those stats break down over 35 square miles, more than 3,600 businesses, with a tax base of 40% commercial and 60% residential. It is the largest township in Ohio, and it's growing at an annual rate of 0.84%, with a total population increase of more than 4% since the year 2020. Talking about population, what kind of homes do people live in Westchester? Well, according to Realtor.com, the Realtor Hotness Index has Westchester as a hot market. You can see there the listing from Realtor.com. Median home listing in that township, $455,000. Folks are paying $199 a square foot. Again, the hot market index from Realtor.com says that homes there sell in a median 42 days. Homes in Westchester sold for approximately the asking price on average in June of this year, with a sale-to-list price ratio of 100%. Westchester is currently considered a seller's market, meaning that there are more people looking to buy than there are homes available. That's been a constant theme in this area for a while now. When it comes to the money those homes generate for the township, there's a lot of info in the 2026 report coming out of westchesterdevelopment.com. In terms of property taxes, you can see a $3.5 billion property tax take for Westchester. Of course, that's an area that doesn't have income taxes. It's a township, and so much of the funding comes from property taxes. On the business side, what was mainly known as a rural area really started to see things change when the Union Center Boulevard interchange went in. That happened, check your calendars, nearly 30 years ago. Shifting over to that when it comes to Westchester growth and development, 13 of the top 25 major employers in the Cincinnati-Dayton region have a presence in Westchester. You can see $4.3 billion in new investment, 49,000 new jobs. This is over the period going back to 1997. 1,500 acres of new shopping, new dining, and new entertainment. Couple hundred new restaurants that have come up in the area. A lot of development going on in Westchester just over a couple of decades. Like I said, 13 out of the top 25 major employers in the Cincinnati-Dayton region have a presence in Westchester. You got Kroger, you got Tri-Health, P&G, UC Health, GE Aerospace, Fifth Third Bank, Miami University, La Rosa's, Cleveland Cliffs, TQL, Mercy Health, Skyline Chili, and U.S. Bank, all with a presence in Westchester. Westchester is also home to the largest concentration of life science companies outside of the 275 loop. And healthcare in the area saw a big jump when UC Health and UC Physicians invested $100 million to build UC Health Westchester Hospital. The days of living in the suburbs and then driving into the city for work has not been as much of a thing over the last couple of decades in Westchester as well, developing their own businesses. 3,500 businesses, over 51,000 workers. And because of that suburban location, as you can see on the graph on the screen, the majority of the working population is considered white-collar workers. That's also how you've got such a seller's housing market with an average home price of just under $500,000. In terms of amenities, Westchester Township parks are free and open to the community with recreational areas that feature concerts and festivals and sports and more. Beckett Park is 150 acres at the foot of Beckett Ridge, featuring the largest free splash pad in the state, Westchester Splash Park. There's also Keener Park's 123 acres on the east fork of the Mill Creek. And of course, there's Voice of America Park, which is operated by Metro Parks of Butler County. 435 acres with a stocked lake, trails, the VOA Athletic Complex, and Wiggly Field Dog Park, which is a very good name. I also know that VOA Park used to be a pretty good Pokemon Go place to catch a Pikachu. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Just recently, a large memorial opened at that park, the USS Cincinnati Peace Pavilion. Check this out.
Nestled within the historic Voice of America Park in Westchester, just a short drive north of downtown Cincinnati, this isn't just a memorial. It's an impressive civic icon and valuable asset to the community. As children and families enter the memorial, they will experience the awesome and amazing sight of a full-size replica of the USS Cincinnati, where children are astounded by the complexity of a nuclear-powered submarine and the bravery of those who silently served under the sea. And visitors are reminded that freedom isn't free, a place to celebrate the past, navigate the present, and chart a course for generations to come. Exciting youngsters to opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and math, embodied in a modern nuclear-powered submarine, featuring unique submarine artifacts and fuel educational programs and exhibits for eager minds to explore the range of technology and the depths of history represented by one of the most complex machines ever built. Together, we'll ensure the USS Cincinnati Peace Pavilion remains a place of honor and a salute to America's heroes.
That $9.5 million memorial, funded by private donations, opened just this past May, featuring a 360-foot full-scale replica of the USS Cincinnati nuclear sub with authentic parts from the original vessel. And Westchester Township has big plans in motion for the future. 16% of commercial land is currently available for development, and just under 4% of residential land can still be developed. It was back in October when the Westchester Board of Trustees voted to buy 75 acres along I-75 to be developed. They're expecting nearly $750 million in investment to come from that. Westchester Township Administrator Lisa Brown's going to tell us all about that. She's my guest next.